Imagine the thunderclap silence in a rain-lashed Paris training ground. James O'Connor, the Wallabies battle-scarred number 10, drops to one knee mid-kick, his boot slicing air like a guillotine, but instead of glory, a phantom twinge rips through the squad's spine. Cut to Will Skelton, the 140-kilo colossus, crumpling in La Rochelle's mud like a felled oak, ankle-twisting fate's cruel knife. Is this the death knell for Australia's autumn redemption, or the phoenix fire that forges a new golden era? One whispered scan result could bury Schmidt's dreams forever. Pulse racing from that gut wrench? Crush like if O'Connor's your savior, fire a comment with your squad SOS pick, and subscribe to Aussie NRL Updates Raw, Relentless, Rugby's Beating Heart. O'Connor's Odyssey reads like a bard's epic of exile and elixir, the prodigy who torched Wales in 2016, a 21-year-old comet with a right boot that bent banshees, only to spiral through Reds rubble and forces fracture. By 2025, the scars stack hamstring hell in Super Rugby Pacific, a Reds recall that fizzled like wet powder, whispers of retirement shadowing his Sydney Shadows. Yet here, in the November chill, Schmidt's siren call yanks him from the wilderness, a late-night flight from Brisbane, landing in camp with eyes like forged steel. Teammates mob him at the hotel doors, Wright and McRae slapping backs, but O'Connor's grin hides the grind endless physiotapes, a knee that's betrayed him thrice. He slots straight into drills, that signature cutout pass threading McMahon like silk, a 50-meter missile that leaves assistants slack-jawed. Fans flood X with fever, Jock's back, baby. But peel the layers, this isn't nostalgia, it's necessity. Tom's calves a ticking bomb, Beale's blues linger from the Bielefeld bruise. O'Connor confesses in a huddle, voice gravel, I've waited too long to fade. First session ends with a penalty ping from halfway, echoing off the Eiffel Tower's ghost pure poetry. Yet as the squad busses to Aviva for Ireland's ire, a scout's whispered chills, O'Connor's warm-up wince wasn't wind, it was warning. Will his wizardry withstand the Green Machine's maul, or crack under Croke Park's curse? The plot pivots when a leaked MRI flashes across feeds. Deep into the Dublin dusk, O'Connor owns the whiteboard, schematics scribbled like war maps, plotting slants that shred Leinster's line-out lore. Schmidt nods, the Kiwi sage seeing echoes of his All Blacks alchemy. O'Connor as the fulcrum, flipping flatline defenses to fireworks. Off-field, it's Alchemy 2 barbecues with the Bolters, stories swapped over stubbies, O'Connor mentoring young guns like Jorge like a big brother reborn. Media maelstrom hits, headlines hail the homecoming, but trolls troll the timeline too old, too brittle, a has-been in a halfback's hide. He fires back on Insta, a clip of him bench-pressing Billy Slater's ego, captioned, Legends don't rust. Camp buzzes, morale a meteor until the bolt from Bordeaux. Skelton's scan? Fractured fibula shards, 8 weeks iced out, a void in the second row wider than the null arbor. No fatigue fib, no club clash cop-out, pure peril on a puddle jump play. Teammates trudge back from the news, faces like thunderclouds, McDermott stepping up but shadows of the Skellman skyscraper scrums. O'Connor rallies, arm around a teary tap, we've got giants in the jeans, lads. But surprise strikes savage, a midnight call from Rugby Australia brass, dangling Darcy Swain as deputy, only for him to balk at the billet. Ireland looms, a cauldron of 80,000 howling banshees, O'Connor's boot the lone beacon. Can he orchestrate an upset symphony sans his siege tower? One more revelation from the Med Bay could rewrite the roster. Welcome to Aussie NRL Updates, where we tackle the tales that tremor the turf. Subscribe for the scrum's soul. Skelton saga stings like salt in a line-out lift, the Saracens' exile turned La Rochelle Leviathan, his 2024 Lions loom a legend in waiting, but 2025 spring tour? Shattered. That ankle snap echoes his 2023 World Cup woes, a hobble that haunted headlines, yet he'd roared back with 15 carries a game, mauling Munster like mincemeat. Now, Schmidt's second row stable? A skeleton crew, Philip sidelined by shin splints, Talakai tangled in Toulon's tape. Enter the emergency imports Izzy Pernara? No, wait, the shock, Exal